Hello everybody, welcome to this special edition of Tales of the Abyss. We'll be tackling the bonus dungeon in this video, or the secret dungeon, I guess, whichever you like to call it. And to get this quest started, we just talked to Shiba and his dog here. And we'll be teleported right there. He'll take us right there. Apparently he's a miner. And you have to do the steps to, actually rescue him and get the Mew Fire 2, etc. All the little sort of side quests that involve Shiba. And when you do those, he'll be available to open this for you and start the bonus dungeon. Make sure to power up on health here. Now this place isn't really all that bad compared to other Tales games. The bonus dungeon is usually really tough. And it's got some interesting mechanics or something, or something that makes it unique or different than a usual dungeon. Of course, Arcana Ruins comes to mind from Tales of Destiny. That's a really hard bonus dungeon. And also the Moria Gallery from Tales of Fantasia is actually quite the difficult dungeon. The Vesperia one is pretty difficult, etc., etc. Most of them are pretty hard. But from Tales of the Abyss, this one's not too bad, actually. Especially if you've done all the late game stuff. Fought the secret bonus boss, or if you've done the Colosseum challenge already, then this place is actually a breeze. But there'll be a scene here at the beginning, a demonstration of Mew destroying one of the replicating machines. And apparently this is a secret place that Dist had set up. And he was doing, replica research here. So at the top of the screen you can see 1 of 18. You have to destroy 18 of the replicating machines with Mew. And also you could see my Gald is up there in the corner, because Shiba will mine these walls for us, but we have to pay him Gald for it. So you need a lot of money in this place. You should have a reasonable amount by the time you get to this part in the game, but it's gonna cost a lot, trust me. I probably won't show many of the enemy fights, but there's a bunch of these weird pygmy style enemies. This is the only place you can see them. And there are different versions. There's like a Spellcaster one and a giant one, and some small ones, and they dance around because that's what little pygmy things do. Just do some Sacred Shine, and that cleans them all up. Just Sacred Shine. I use it in my laundry. Use it to wash the dishes. Makes them sparkle. So yeah, apparently the Tyr's cat outfit doesn't work in this dungeon to avoid enemies. So I'm going to go ahead and use a holy bottle here until I run out. But I guess you can see I've got a lot of Gald up there. Over 1 million. But that's actually not going to be enough. And you can fight some of the enemies in this place. There are some gold kind of colored slimes that you'll encounter later, and they give a lot of money. So But you need money to pay Shiba as he follows us around here, you can see. And there's a little map in the bottom left corner that you can kind of make, and it's actually useful. It looks kind of pointless, you know, it's just a bunch of white squares, but it's actually kind of useful in keeping track of where you're going. And when you get near the end of finding all the replicating machines, they'll start to show up on the map as yellow dots, so you can actually find the ones you're missing. Like now I've only got 1 of 18, and you know, by the time you get to like 16 of 18, you're missing 2. You wonder where the heck they are. The game makes it a little easier to find those. I think it's somewhere around 14, like when you've got about, you know, 13 or 14 of them. I don't know the exact number, but you know, when you're getting close to finding most of them, they'll start to show up on the map as yellow dots when you get close, just to help you. So the dungeon is somewhat pretty generous. You know, there's a lot of chests, fairly rare loot, but I'm not really going to bother with the chests. There's one. So finally found one of our replicating machines. So we got 2 of 18 now. And I'm not going to show the location of every single one. You know, it would just take too long, and really that's all we're doing the rest of this. Rinse and repeat, just, you know, whacking these rocks and looking for machines to destroy, 18 of them. And that's about all there is to it. You can see the blue bar up there in the upper right underneath our money, and that is his health bar. So Shiba himself has a health bar, and whenever you get into a fight, that health bar will actually go down. You know, even though you get some money, he apparently will get damaged, and his health bar also goes down slowly over time, as well as each time you have him mine these rock walls to make passages for yourself. This dungeon has its own unique music. It's really pretty cool. Some of these rooms with the water on the floor with the reflections are really cool. That's not one of the machines to destroy. That's a machine electrifying the floor, which will hurt your party, and it'll also hurt Shiba. Now if Shiba's blue bar reaches 0, he is going to leave the dungeon. But any walls that you've removed thus far, they will stay removed. Alright, so there's our third one. Yeah, this place has some really cool music. And it's not a real complicated dungeon like, you know, some of the other Tales dungeons that have some really bizarre mechanics. This is pretty much all there is to it. Just running around looking for these 18 replicating machines to destroy. And I mean, I'm not going to show the location of every single one. It's actually much better just to look at a map. I know GameFAQs, I think somebody has a nice, just a grid with the squares with a map that shows exactly where all 18 of the devices are, and it's just way better to look at that than to actually watch somebody playing through this like I'm doing and then trying to find where they're at. It's easier just to look at a picture, a full picture. I did want to show one of these springs. This is like one of your main goals. If you find one of these springs, usually in a dead-end room, it'll refill your party's life as well as Shiba's. And that's the most important thing because he's the one you need to keep alive. So I did a little jump there. You can see I've got more of the map, and Sheba's getting pretty low on health, but you can see that yellow dot now on the map that I haven't quite gotten to yet. That's one of the missing devices. I'm kind of running in a circle here just to avoid the enemies, since I ran out of bottles. But yeah, you can see on the map, see the yellow dots that are appearing now. So those are the ones that we're missing. So it's kind of nice. They're pretty nice to you. Those will actually show up when you get close, so you can kind of find the last few that you're missing. Yeah, definitely got to keep an eye on Sheba here because his health is getting pretty low. And you do want to be strategic when destroying the the doorways or the passageways, because it does cost a lot of money. And if you've got a route from one room to another, it's kind of pointless just to make another route by wasting your money. But it is possible to come back here, and everything that you've removed will stay removed. So actually, get away from me, man. I'm trying to avoid this enemy. Probably be faster just to fight him. But yeah, that's really all there is to it. Gonna try to work my way down to this yellow dot that we're missing. Got 16 of 18. There's one of those gold enemies. Now they will give you a lot of gold, but they'll also reduce the life of Sheba, and then he might just leave the cave, and then you have to go all the way out to the start and pick him up again. And you can bring him back in, and everything that you've done so far will stay done, which is nice. You don't have to start over from scratch. And the map will also be there. Whatever you've completed of the map will stay completed. So okay, I was wandering around for a while and stuck in 17 of 18, but there's a yellow dot you can see, and over here we're getting close to the final one. The map's kind of a mess. That's why I said it's probably just better to look at a picture. So now that we have all 18, we can head to the door in the northernmost section. I'm going to look for I think there's a spring somewhere around here on this side. I know I showed the other one. The springs are the most important part, and you can always go back and recharge yourself. You also notice there's those birds kind of sleeping up on top of the replicating machine. If you use Mew Fire, you can get those guys to wake up, and they'll come and fight you if you need gold or something. So there's another spring. So those spring locations are really important. And so now you can see my red dot. I'm headed up north. And there's a door here that you'll eventually find, and it'll only open if you've got 18 of 18. You might find the door, in advance, but it won't open until you've destroyed all 18 of the replicating machines. And once we go in here, we'll have a scene. And of course, a boss fight. Hey, it's the Rokujinsha. Sink, Arietta, Largo, and Regret. I'm already regretting this. So basically they are replicas that Dist made. That's sort of what's going on here as the story goes. And so I don't think there's any other part in the game where you have to fight all 4 of these at once. I think The English release of this is different. Like the American release, you start with 3 of them, and then Regret comes in a little bit later or something. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not sure. Because I've never played the English import release, only the Japanese version. But in the Japanese one, you fight all 4 of these bosses simultaneously, and it's honestly not that difficult. Maybe they changed some things in the English release, made them twice as strong, and so you got 3 of them, and then Regret comes in later, so it gives you a chance. But honestly, these guys have the same HP that they did before. So they're pretty much pushovers, especially if you've done the secret boss, or, like I said, the Colosseum already. So I've already took 2 of them down. If you give them a chance, you can get all 4 of their Hyogi animations. It's like if you're making a YouTube video, this is a good place to get all 4 of the Hyogi animations if you're doing like a exhibition video or something. But that's not what this is, because they've all done their Ogis during my actual fights during the regular playthrough. So, if you're interested in seeing those, just watch the regular playthrough episodes where we actually have a real fight with them. But that fight was just replicas. So yay, you might think that's it. That's the end of the secret dungeon. Pretty lame, but no! The music changes, and we continue north. And you'll notice in the upper corner again, suddenly now it's 18 of 29. Instead of 18 of 18. So there's actually 11 more machines that we have to destroy. I mean, the dungeon would just be way too easy if you just had to destroy the 18 machines and then you fought the clones, 4 replicas all at once. Pretty boring. So, yep, we're gonna go in deeper here. As you notice, I'm running out of money pretty fast. Yeah, I really like the look of this place. It actually looks really pretty. The water reflection rooms look really pretty, except for the ones that shock you to death. Once again, there you can see there's a wall there that you can bounce Mew fire off of, and that'll hit that bird that's sleeping up on top of it, and you can wake him up and fight him for a bunch of money. But yeah, that just reduces his HP, and I don't think it's worth it, especially if you have enough money. But I think it's there for, most people are going to struggle. They're not going to have enough money when they're in here. Here's another spring. It's important to find those locations. There's one of those gold enemies. So I actually got into a fight here where Anis triggered her Fever Time Hyogi, which I don't think I showed in my regular playthrough, but just so you know, that is not what you want to do, because the Fever Time actually uses gold. It uses your money to do the attack. As you saw, there's a bunch of gold dropping on the enemies. And this is the dungeon you do not want to waste your gold in. So yeah, that was a no-no, but the AI was in control and just happened to trigger it. Okay, so I went ahead and got 29 of 29, as you can see up there, and I'm almost out of money. I actually ran out, and I had to fight a few enemies, and we're just going to head straight north here to the farthest north point. Oh yeah, there are some cool enemies in here too. And there's another door here, and this will only open if you've got 29 of 29. And now we'll be facing the ultimate boss of the bonus dungeon in Tales of the Abyss. I think this boss is, was kind of a, what's the word? I'm forgetting English. Not reference to, but anyway, the one in Tales of Vesperia is kind of based off of this one. It's a three-headed dragon. He just happens to be standing there behind us. So this is Replicantus is his name. And once again, if you've done a lot of the late game stuff, it's really not that difficult. Just a well-placed fortune arc. Depending on your levels. But if you've got Anis and her health regeneration version of Tokunaga, then no worries. She can just constantly regenerate health. I am fighting him on a pretty high difficulty, so his damage output is much higher than usual. I can't think of that word. This guy was sort of an inspiration? Maybe that's what I'm thinking of? An inspiration for the boss in the bonus dungeon in Tales of Vesperia. I remember he was a three-headed dragon. Incredibly nasty. But I guess like two of his heads are more like his hands. I don't know, so his hands are like dragon heads. Fortunately, he's not nearly as tough as the game's secret boss, which is in another video, if you're interested in seeing that. I'm playing on the Mania difficulty, I think it's called, which is one difficulty down from Unknown. Unknown being the hardest. And there's really no point playing an Unknown difficulty. It's just, more HP, we only do like 2 or 3 damage per hit. And every hit he does kills you instantly, so yeah, it's not all that entertaining. Okay, the fight took me a little longer than I anticipated, so cut about 3 or 4 minutes out, but it was just more of the same. And that's how you finish off a dragon with Anis. And that's the bonus dungeon in Tales of the Abyss. It's got some cool music, and I like the aesthetic of it. It's actually kind of a relaxing dungeon. and not too difficult, not too many tricky, extra things. You just have to make sure you got a lot of money. And usually you have quite a bit by this point in the game, but if not, fighting the enemies will get you money. And Mew will destroy the final replicating machine, and that'll put an end to whatever Dist was doing down here. Yeah, I think it's kind of it's a fun extra dungeon, and just something to do post game, and it's well worth doing if you want some more extra things to do. It's definitely worth it. And hey, Shiba gets reunited with his Shiba dog. I think Shiba should have gone with us. Held a pickaxe in his mouth and helped us. He wouldn't have charged us all that gold. So that's it. That's the secret bonus dungeon in Tales of the Abyss. Hope you all enjoyed this video. We'll see you in the next series. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helped you if you're ever wanting to challenge or try this place out. If you have any questions, you can leave a comment and I'll try to help you out. But that's it for me. We'll see everyone next time.